Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I am Teacher Roan. Today, we are going to talk about parallelograms. From the previous video, we already know that a parallelogram is a kind of quadrilateral, which has two pairs of opposite parallel sides. Kung hindi nyo pa napanood yung video na yon, you may click on the link on the description box below. Ngayon, pag-aaralan natin in detail what are the properties of a parallelogram and what are the special parallelograms. If you are ready, get your pen and your paper and let's go.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Alright, so let's talk about parallelograms. Kung meron kang nakikitang quadrilateral in everyday lives, chances are ito ay parallelogram. Parallelogram is defined as a quadrilateral with two pairs of parallel opposite sides. Sa susunod nating video, makikita natin ang special kinds of parallelogram. Pero babanggitin ko na yun ngayon. Ito ang square, ang rhombus, at ang rectangle. But in this video, iisa-isahin muna natin ang mga properties ng parallelograms at tayo ay magsosolve ng ilang problems. Ang properties of a parallelogram, meron tayong 5. Ano-ano tong mga ito? Property 1, opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. Property 2, opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Property 3, consecutive angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Property 4, diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. And property 5, a diagonal divides a parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Take a moment to look at these properties at maaari nyo na din itong isulat sa isang papel para mamaya may reference tayo kapag nag-discuss tayo ng bawat isang property. You may pause this video and look at it closely. Alright, so let's move on to the first property. Property number 1, opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. Kung makikita natin dito sa picture na to, may tick mark yung bawat isang side. Ang AB at CD ay congruent. Ang BC, so isusulat natin yon. AD, ang BC ay congruent sa AD. Ang AB ay congruent sa DC. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng congruent? Ang ibig sabihin ng congruent ay pareho sila ng sukat. So, that means BC is equal to AD. Also, AB is equal to DC. Halimbawa, ang AB natin ay 5. At ang AD natin ay 8. Isulat natin yon. AB equals 5. And then AD equals 8. Ano ngayon ang sukat ng natitiran nating sides? Okay. So, alam natin na ang BC ay equal sa AD. Therefore, ang BC ay 8. Also, we know that AB is equal to DC. So, alam natin na ang DC ngayon ay, of course, it is 5. Property 1, opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. Handa na ba sa susunod na property? Let's go! Property 2, opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. So, ano-ano ba ang mga opposite sides na opposite angles na ito? Let's look at this example closely. So, we have here parallelogram ADCB. Meron tayong 4 na angles. Ang angle na meron tayo ay angle BAD. We have also angle ADC, angle DCB, at ang angle CBA. Alin ba dito ang opposites? Pag sinabi nating opposite, they do not share a common side. So, ang A or ang BAD at ang DCB ay opposites. Therefore, they are congruent. Ang angle na to at ang angle na to. Isulat natin yon. Ang angle BAD is congruent to angle DCB. Similarly, ang angle ADC is congruent to angle ABC. Ano ibig sabihin ulit ng congruent? Yes, they have the same measure. Okay, so let us look at this closely. Suppose maglalagay ako ng measure ng angle BAD. So for example, this is 100. This is 110 degrees. And angle ABC is 70 degrees. Ngayon, solve natin kung ano yung mga measure ng natitirang angle. So, if M angle BAD equals 110 degrees and M angle ABC is 70 degrees, ano ang measure na natitirang angle? So, let's start with angle DCB. Okay, so the measure of angle DCB. Ito ang ating hinahanap. So, we know that angle DCB is congruent to angle A. So, therefore, M angle DCB is also 110 degrees. Ito ay congruent. Itong angle na to at itong angle na to. Alright. So, similarly, we can solve for angle ADC. M angle ADC is equal to M angle ABC. Therefore, M angle ADC is, yes, that is 70 degrees. That is property 2. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Let's move on to property 3. Property 3 states that consecutive angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Ano ulit ang supplementary? Pag sinabi nating supplementary, the sum is 180. the sum of angles is 180. Kapag hindi opposite, yun ay consecutive. So, let's look at this closely. So, we have BAD and we consider also ADC. So, for example, we have BAD and ADC. Pag inad natin yan, ang sagot ay 180. M angle BAD plus M angle ADC is equal to 180. So, kapag may binigay akong or may binigay na given, halimbawa na ang A ay 130 degrees. Paano natin masasagot ang angle D? Madali lang. Gagamitin natin ang property 3. The consecutive angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Or, again, supplementary means the sum of the angles is 180. Okay. So, we just solve. M angle, the given, we have M angle BAD equals 130. So, we substitute M angle BAD plus M angle ADC equals 180. And BAD is 130. We substitute 130 plus M angle ADC equals 180. Alright. So, we transpose 130 to the other side. We get M angle ADC equals 180 minus 130. So, we have M angle ADC equals 50. Yan na ang measure ng angle M or the measure of angle ADC. So, this is now 50. If you want to check, 130 plus 50 is 180. So that is property 3. Consecutive angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Ngayon, pagsasamahin na natin ang property 2 at property 3 since they talk about the angles of a parallelogram. Again, property 2, opposite angles are congruent. Property 3, consecutive angles are supplementary. So, for example, you're given one angle or one interior angle of a parallelogram. For example, ang binigay sa atin ay ang ABC at ito ay 60 degrees. Ngayon, isosolve natin lahat ng natitira pang interior angles. Okay. So, let's think about this. Saan ba congruent ang ABC? M angle ABC is equal to what? Yes, the measure of angle ABC is congruent to angle ADC. Therefore, ang measure ng angle ADC ay 60 rin. So, we write that down. M angle ABC equals 60. Therefore, M angle ADC is also 60 because they are equal. Now, we solve for the other angles. How about BAD? Ano bang kinalaman ng angle BAD sa angle ABC. They are consecutive angles. Dapat ang sum nila ay 180. Ano ba ang i-add mo sa 60 para maging 180? Let's solve that. So we have M angle A, BC plus M angle BAD is equal to 180. Substitute natin yung given na ang angle ABC ay 60 plus measure ng BAD equals 180. Transpose natin yung 60 sa kabila. So we have M angle BAD equals 180 minus 60. Ang sagot, 120. Okay? Sulat natin yun ulit. M angle BAD equals 180 minus 60, that is 120. So, ang measure ng angle A ay 120. Dahil na-solve na natin ang angle A or yung angle BAD, we can also solve for the measure of BCD. So, ang measure ng BCD ay, yes, it is also 120. Yan ay ang property 2 at property 3 ng parallelograms. So, let's move on to the property 4. Property 4 says that the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Tandaan natin na ang meaning ng bisect or ang bisector ay they intersect, the two line segment intersect at the midpoint. Ibig sabihin, hinahati. So, for example, ano ba ang diagonals dito? So, the diagonals are AC at BD. Magtatagpo ngayon sila sa point O. Anong ginagawa nito? Dun sa point O, nahati yung AC sa dalawang congruent parts. Ang congruent parts ay yung AO at yung CO. So, we write AO is congruent to CO. Similarly, ang BO ay congruent naman sa DO. Nahati nga eh. So, pag dun sa point kung saan sila nagtagpo, DO. So, since kalahati nga, we say that AO is equal to CO and BO is equal to DO. Kalahati. So, yung isang buo ay ang AC. So, dalawang AO sa buong AC. Similarly, dalawang CO sa isang AC. Ganun din dun sa BD, isang diagonal. So, dalawang BO is equal to BD. Or dalawang DO is equal also to BD. So, halimbawa, binigyan tayo ng example. Ang AO ay 4. Okay. Isosolve ngayon natin isa-isa yung mga given. So, for example, we are given AO is 4. Ano ang CO at ano ang AC? Ang AO is 4. Therefore, pareho sila ng CO. So, ang CO ay also 4. Kung ang AO ay 4, At ang CO ay 4, ano ang AC? Isang buo. So, therefore, this is now 8. Property 4, diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Now, sa property 5, we have a diagonal divides a parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Let's draw a diagonal. Ano nga ulit yung diagonal? AC or BD. So, i-draw natin yung diagonal na BD. Nahati siya sa dalawang congruent triangles. Ano yung congruent triangles na yon? Triangle A, B, D is congruent to C, D, B. Yan ang property 5. Alright, so these are the properties of a parallelogram. Sa susunod na video, gagamitin natin itong mga properties na to solve some word problems. Please, like and subscribe this channel para sa mga updates. Hanggang sa muli, ako si Teacher Roan. Goodbye!